The Robert Frost Award is an award by the Plymouth State University Alumni Association that it bestows to those individuals who best exemplify Robert Frost's character of hard work, individuality, and devotion to the country north of Boston. He's got a history and a link to Plymouth State. He taught at Plymouth Normal School early in the 20th century.
Plymouth State University's motto is Ut Prosim, that I may serve. And there could be no better public servant than Governor John Lynch.
Well, now, to begin with, he's what the Irish call a darling man.
He's one of the kindest people that anyone could meet.
The one thing that's most powerful about him is truly his love of giving to others, his love of giving to his family. He has a wonderful family, and he cares very deeply about them.
John Lynch is a funny person in a good way. Always has a sense of humor.
He likes to play pickleball. He's a great skater.
Some politicians claim they're sports fans, and they just kind of show up at a game here and there. But John knew his sport.
He's a vicious Scrabble player. He's very competitive, and you don't see it in his day-to-day demeanor.
John really exemplifies that New Hampshire rugged individualism. He is just an authentic person, really cuts through all the superfluous noise and gets to the heart of an issue.
He was a governor that actually could understand totally what the budget was and so forth. So very smart, and he coupled that with a great humanistic approach.
It was sort of almost a joke in the office at a certain point that the governor's solution was going to be to get everybody in a room and figure it out, which sounds like a joke, but really it's actually incredibly effective because he was able to foster good relationships with Democrats and Republicans, people in the House, people in the Senate, people that were in private industry, people in nonprofits. He would want to understand what their concerns were, but at the same time, he wasn't a pushover to anyone. He did a really good job of hearing everyone, but also pushing people when they really needed to be doing something differently.
He really believed that. It was at his core that he wanted this organization, which is the state of New Hampshire, to run better, so people would see it as a friendly place and not fear government, but look to it to help solve problems. He would pass out his card with his cell number so that people had access to the top levels of government. It is an unbelievable commitment that he has.
He really is basically the same person off stage as he is on. He wasn't giving out his cell phone number to victims of tornadoes and floods because he wanted the soundbite on the news. It was really that he wanted to hear from them, wanted to hear how they were doing. He would call people that we had met who had had problems and follow up, see if they were getting the help they needed.
He's the ultimate servant. It wasn't about him. It was about those that he served, the people of New Hampshire. He certainly understood that a lot of our employers talked about skills. And to continue to help companies grow, certainly he realized that education had to be at the forefront.
And he would always talk about how economic development really meant that you had a workforce and the employers to employ that workforce. I mean, he's been a great role model for me and my services. I think about how do we do the development that we need and how do we find the workforce and the pipeline of talent to work in the jobs that we're looking for.
John saw the holistic picture of education from 0 to 4 to lifelong learning. He had an unwavering commitment to not just minimize the dropout rate, but to totally eliminate it. Also, he understood the importance of K through 12 education in total, as well as he was a big believer, as I am, in early learning New Hampshire, that you also have to take care of the population from birth to age 4. An educated populace gives New Hampshire its competitive advantage.
He doesn't talk just about higher education, although he has been important in higher education both as a trustee, as a governor, and also as an educator. He's now teaching at Tuck Business School, and he truly is one of the most popular professors in the business school. So he has an amazing range of giving to education. Probably nothing more valuable in my mind than his role on the Board of Trustees of the university system, because he's dedicated himself to making all of those schools better and keeping them affordable in a time of ever-rising costs.
the most important thing to him, he told me repeatedly, was to be told whenever there was a fourth grade tour, because he wanted to meet all the students that came through the State House. He would leave whatever meeting he was in.
I did actually drag Barack Obama out to meet with a fourth grade class when he came in to see me, yes. It doesn't matter with whom I'm meeting. I'll get up and I'll leave to go say hi to the fourth graders.
A lot of people, sometimes they get caught up in a machine and what the world expects from them, and I think he was very clear, like, no, I want to do the things that matter to me, and as a result, he's just been really good at them, and he's excelled in all those areas.
I just want to be in New Hampshire, Laura. I love New Hampshire. I love the people of New Hampshire. I am happiest when I'm walking down Main Street in Concord saying hi to people.
It's like Robert Frost said, when I sought to leave Massachusetts, I did not go to New York or Vermont or Connecticut. I sought New Hampshire. And that's John. His heart is here. His heart is in New Hampshire.